with cranes and equipment of all different sizes. So when we did Jackson Schools a few years ago, we had to bring in one of the largest cranes in the state. It was a 365-ton crane. It set a 25,000 CFM rooftop unit, 160 feet in to a school that fed the auditorium. And it's one of the pictures we actually have up downstairs in our office. We like to showcase some of the work we've done. So we're used to working with small sign trucks to massive cranes that need other cranes just to set them up. So we've worked a lot of different opportunities. Also on Myers stores, what we've done in the past, we actually use a helicopter to set our equipment, just because, again, the amount of time and energy it would take to set up a crane so many times around a store as big as a Myers, it was more cost effective to use the helicopter. So
invite customers to take a look at you. What do you say to customers that should consider, giving you guys a chance?
If you're a customer that wants a job done right, I don't know, I'm trying to think how to say it. Customers that want jobs done right, customers that want to deal with a contractor that's easily approachable and then they can pick up the phone and talk to, that's going to give them lots of different options on systems from good, better to best, they would want to talk to us. They want to deal with good field personnel. They're going to be easy to deal with, that are not going to be take the hard line on everything. They're going to be down-to-earth folks that you're going to be able to have a conversation with, and then they're going to be able to report back to me with questions that they have, and then we're going to be able to work through things together. Obviously, on the forefront of most people's minds is the cost. We feel like we can be competitive in most markets. We may not always be the cheapest, but typically we're not the most expensive. We install quality products in quality means and methods because I know that we want to just do them right the first time. It hurts our reputation if we don't get it right the first time. Because customers lose trust in us. They come to us and they want a quality system done at the price that was quoted, and they want it to function. And something I think that definitely sets us apart or from other contractors, we're going to be there through the warranty period. If we put a piece of equipment in or a system in that doesn't work the way that we said it was going to work, we're going to be there to support you and we're going to fix that. We're not going to just run away. We're not the kind of contractor that just installs the system and you just never hear from us again. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we have the service department, is there to be there to support customers. And we want to sell them on the maintenance contract as well. So we want to be there maintaining their equipment so we know that it works correctly over time.
How rewarding is it to drive through Kalamazoo, and how often do you see buildings and projects that you've worked on?
Yeah, constantly. That's one of my favorite things to do is, when I'm driving around town, I say, hey, we did this job, we did this job, we did this job. That's fun. And, if you look at, restaurants, courthouses, office buildings, schools, churches, I can drive through Kalamazoo and see all those buildings that we've done over the past 35 years.
Good. I like it. We can keep going if you have more to say, but I'm happy with what I got. I'd love to see the dogs jump on me.
Stella, come here. Come here. Come here. Are you lazy now? Come on. Hi, Frank. Hey, you guys. Hey. We're a pretty easygoing company around here. Dogs come in to work with us, not just my dogs, but some of the employees' dogs as well. We like animals, and we want it to be an easy place to work and, just have fun. I think that, I don't know. I like dogs, so as long as people's dogs behave, they can bring them into work. That goes for the office staff anyway. I don't know. I guess we did have you were talking about funny stories. Something that what was funny was we were doing a job back in 2008 when the economy was in the tank, and we were working on a job. We did many church jobs out of state. So we were working in Baltimore, Maryland on a large church project, and so myself and a few of the other technicians, we went out to the job, and one of the guys was a single guy and he didn't have anybody to look after his dog, so the dog came along with us, and he came to the job site every day. And granted, a lot of those church jobs were pretty laid back and that, but we definitely had a company mascot. It was a husky for a little while, so that was fun. Some of the other trades didn't know what to think, but it made being away from home a little bit better. What other things do we want to talk about? And we can talk about the fact that we recently just updated our logo. For over the years, Kalamazoo Mechanical Inc. was kind of a long name that a lot of people didn't want to say the whole name all the time, so they were constantly abbreviating it. They were saying CalMech, KM Inc. They were coming up with their different abbreviations. Internally, we've always called it KMI. That's just always what we've called it. That's what we stencil our tools, stencil our lifts, stencil our ladders. So, we chose to make the decision to go to KMI. Company name is still the same, but it's just on our trucks and gang boxes, things like that, we're branding as KMI. So that's something that people will see more as they go around. And we just recently got 6 of our trucks relettered, and the rest are in process right now. Trying to think.
Well, it used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC.
Right. Exactly. What other changes are we making and doing more of? Other things we were talking about. We talked about the logo. I would just say that from a recruiting and hiring standpoint, we always want new talent. We always want. I would never say that I'm not hiring. If the right person came along, we always feel like we could find a home for them here. I never want to turn down good talent because I didn't have a place for them here. So I really feel that having the right people is paramount. We've had people hired, apply that we didn't know exactly where they were going to fit, but we brought them on and they had the right attitude, so they found their way into a great position, and I think that's huge. We've had people that were from other trades, whether that be electrical, whether that be from structural, whether that be from carpentry, that came aboard, and then we taught them some of the skills they needed for the HVAC, plumbing, pipe fitting trades, and they had the raw materials needed to become great pipe fitters, plumbers, HVAC techs. I'm trying to think. As far as the work-life balance thing goes, I just would say that in general, I pour my heart and soul into the business. Irv pours his heart and soul into business, and a lot of our employees do. But just as a commitment from me is that I'll always be available to the staff for the things that I need to be available for. I mean, I'm an HVAC nerd. Self-proclaimed, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So I'm always thinking about work. Some of my friends and family, they might say, "Hey, that's we don't want to hear about work right now," but it's a hobby of mine. It's something that I enjoy doing. So it's something I'm going to, constantly be thinking about. How do we improve? How do we become more efficient? What can I do for the guys to make it easier for them and the things that they're doing? What new tools can I buy? What new vehicles can we get? What new trailers can we purchase? So just to make things just easier and more efficient. How can we be more top-notch contractor? So it's definitely always a balance. How much do we spend versus how much do we save? But it's something that I'm constantly thinking about because it's a business that I'm going to be involved in for the next 30 or 40 years. So I want it to be top of the line, and that's some of the things that it goes back to the responsibility that I give people. I want our staff to take responsibility for the tools that I buy them. If I buy them top-notch tools, I want them to take care of it. If I buy them top-notch vehicles, I want them to take care of those things. I want to take care of it like it's their own because I don't want to be the kind of person that's going to skimp on one of those things. I mean, that's just not my nature.
Good. So what's the legacy then? Who's next, Carson, when you're another 25 years down the road?
I don't know. I hope to have kids of my own someday that I can train to do this. It goes back to mentoring. Like, I enjoy mentoring new folks, teaching them things and pouring into them like my dad poured into me. I just think that's an invaluable skill. Unfortunately, a lot of people these days, their parents don't give them as much attention and pour into them as much as I had. So I just want to continue that for my kids. I'm trying to think. We've got a lot of staff, again, that have been here for many years, and I want to keep pouring into them, doing the Dale Carnegie trainings, doing trainings through our suppliers, doing trainings through the local KVCC or local colleges, just to try to make people as educated and as formed as I can, just both personally and or professionally for us, but also personally for them. You know, a lot of our people would come to us and say, hey, we want to get licensed in the trade. So, you know, I've supported a few of our guys as they go to take their mechanical licenses, their boiler licenses. So, you know, we want people to feel accomplished in what they do. So we want to support them in that. And like I said, I enjoy helping people meet their goals. What other things do I want to talk about? I just want to give you more material, because I know that, you know, some of it I'm fucking awkward in, so I know you only need a little bit, but I'm trying to think from a recruiting standpoint, whether that be for new employees or for, you know, customers that are not where we're auditioning for, customers that are vetting us.
What's your advice for 16-year-old kids these days?
Oh man, I think getting in the trades is great. You know, like a lot of kids, they're preached now. Hey, you got to go to college. And I think that as a 16-year-old kid, I would definitely advise kids they should check out a trade. I mean, even if it's not HVAC, but I think HVAC is a great trade. One of the Irv's things that he's always said to me is, if you learn HVAC, you can get a job anywhere in the world. Because if they don't need heating, they need cooling. If they don't need cooling, they need refrigeration. So there's a need for that anywhere in the world. You know, a lot of the training that you can get in this profession is on-the-job training, so you can save yourself a lot of money on college debt. You know, and then within 5 years, you know, people could be making just as much as anyone who got a 4-year degree, but you're going to be 4 years ahead, and you're not going to have the debt. So I think it's a great opportunity for young people, especially too, and if they come with those 10 simple things, you know, we're going to pour into them, we're going to teach them. So I just ask they come with the right raw materials there, and we'll mold them into who we want them to be.
Talk about those 10 simple things again.
So off the top of my head, you know, being positive, being teachable, being prepared, being punctual. You know, those are just invaluable things, because it just makes people want to pour into you. So, you know, if you've got a foreman working with a young kid and every day he's on time, every day he's asking questions, he's writing notes down, he's coming prepared with his tools, he's coming prepared with water and a lunch, so he's not, you know, running to the gas station every 5 minutes to get something. You know, they're going to say, man, that kid makes my life easier. I want him out there. And that's one of the tools that I use to say, you know, how is somebody doing? Do people ask for him to come back? Hey, send Johnny back working with me today, because he did a great job. He made my life easier. And that's one of the metrics that I use. And it's a simple thing, but if you're not being asked to come back, you know, it's a sure sign that, you know, you're not going to be a good fit. That's something else that we do here at KMI, is we do a fit test for a lot of people, so that we bring them on board and we say, hey, we want you to work for us for a week. And we see how you fit in with the crew, how you fit in with our culture. And it gives us a lot better idea of what the skills are. Because I sit across the table from a lot of people and they tell me, yeah, I'm a journeyman, or I'm a foreman level guy, or I'm an apprentice level guy. And it's like, what that might mean to you might be different than me. So that's something that we really try to push for, if at all possible. When we know that's not possible with everybody, but especially people that are going to travel across the country to come and work for us, is we always say, hey, can we do a fit test for a week, just to give you guys a try? And, you know, because it's an investment for both of us, you know. I mean, I spend a lot of time into interviewing people, vetting them, doing the drug testing, doing the personality testing, doing those things. And, you know, we understand that people they might be uprooting their family, uprooting themselves, you know, buying, you know, living, housing, all those kinds of things to come and work for us. So it's like, let's make sure that we're making the right investment. So if it's just an extra week, I definitely think it's worth it.
Favorable parts, right?
Yeah, for sure. Shit, we just did one last week for a guy who moved out here from New York State. You know, he actually worked for us for 2 weeks. You know, we gave him, you know, obviously we compensated him for that. We gave him food. You know, he was going over to some of the guys' houses for dinner, just trying to get a feel for things. I mean, it's not everybody's going to fit in everywhere, and everybody, you know, has different expectations on things. You know, this is not a big corporation. You know, we don't send you a memo about, you know, a new policy. You know. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a cookout. We're going to go over things.
You want to talk about society now, COVID at all? You know, the way things.
Yeah,
how adaptable
sure.
you guys are, things
So, we were fortunate enough during the COVID pandemic to be considered an essential contractor. We do HVAC for medical facilities, restaurants, other businesses that were able to remain open. So, we had to be there to provide, service for heating hot water. We had done 2 Bronson hospital projects that they had said, hey, they want to get these going so that, if the pandemic doesn't stop as soon as we thought, it's going to provide other areas for the overflow for the hospital. So we were very fortunate in that. Our business did suffer because many of the jobs were closed, but luckily we were able to stay viable and continue working, thanks to a lot of our employees that took the brave step to continue working, because we know that during that time it was scary for a lot of people, and it's a fine line. And when we have customers saying, we need you guys, we need you to work, and balancing that with the guys that say, well, I'm scared, I don't want to get it, I don't want my family to get sick. So it was just definitely a challenging time. But one of the things that we did was we just went over the top with the PPE. We were buying gallons upon gallons of sanitizer from local distilleries. We're buying gloves by the case. We're buying glasses and masks by the case as well. We had some of our employees' wives making masks for our guys with replaceable filters in them. So we were doing everything we could just to keep people safe. I was going to the job sites and spraying people's tools down just because I needed them. I needed guys to keep working. I wanted the guys to stay safe. It doesn't do us any good to stay working and then have everybody get sick on the jobs. So, man, it's been definitely a challenging time, but we're really glad that we're making our way through it. A lot of the policies and procedures are going to stay in place. As far as having the masks, having the gloves, having the the different disinfecting sprays. I think those are going to be with us for a long time. So it's just a different way of going about things. But we're fortunate that we had a lot of projects that were already under contract during that, so that we've come out of this extremely busy, extremely profitable on these jobs. So we just want to continue with those jobs now, and I think we've got a great outlook for the next 6 months. So we want to just keep it going.
Good. I like that. That's nice. Glad we thought of that.
What else?